This is my home. This is where I've lived for 21 years. Well, this is my parents' home. It's a beautiful place, but it's making me a little stir crazy. This is my uncle's house, my aunt's, my grandma's, and the house that they all grew up in is next door and down the road from us. This is my mom.
Tyler, I have told you about that crap in my house. I do not like that in my house. You're not allowed to watch that in my house.
Everyone moves out. It's not a big deal. But it's like I've been held back from that. I don't want to stay put like the rest of my family in the same place for my whole life. I want to be able to grow up. If I gotta get out of here, I gotta have a job and I gotta be able to afford the rent at the place that isn't completely sketchy, and I have to be able to tell my parents that I want to leave without breaking their hearts. My job search process has probably taken over 2 years. I seem to be impervious to employment because something about my face must say, "Don't hire this jerk."
Tyler asked for a job countless times. Every time he came in, and I would tell him no, that we didn't need anyone, and I really didn't need any more help. But then the time came when I did need a little more help, and he was here, and figured I might as well give him a job. So I hired him.
I finally get hired at a place that's perfect for me. It took me a while to work enough to get used to everything so I could be allotted more hours and subsequently more money. I'm terrible with customers and food service, but know a good bit about records. So now that I have enough money, I have to start looking for a house, an apartment that I like. I kept trying to find a place, but everything was too expensive. I would get in touch with people who would need a roommate, but they would be very sketchy. I finally got the news that one of my 3 closest friends was ditching the other 2 with rent because she couldn't afford bills, so I could probably take up the slack.
Our other roommate, Haley, decided to move out and didn't tell us until like a month before. So we were thinking, okay, well, maybe Tyler can move in. We were both apprehensive about it because we're all really good friends, and Tyler's never lived outside of his parents' house. And that's basically what happened.
Then I had to convince my parents, which was absolutely the most difficult part. My mom kept denying that I even wanted to move out. I was so scared to even talk to her because I was sure she was going to bawl her eyes out or maybe tie me to the bed. But really, she explained to me the main person that was holding me back was my dad. My dad didn't even want to even think about it. My dad knew that whenever he moved out, he's lost a lot of money, he lost track of school, and he quit. And he didn't want that same thing for me.
No, I didn't want Tyler to move out. I pretty much voiced my opinion whenever he decided that was what he was going to do. I said, look, I remember when I did it. It was a mistake. It didn't take me long to figure it out. I couldn't afford it. Plus, it was taking focus away from my school. So, I told him all that. I said, look, I want you to stay involved in school, not involved in what's going on at the apartment or what's going on downtown. You need to be focused. And I was afraid he was going to lose focus.
I told Tyler that he could not afford to move out because we could take care of him at home. We could give him gas money and spending money, and we could give him a roof over his head. But if he moves out, he has to take care of himself. He's on his own.
So it's finally happening. I'm moving out of my parents' house, and hopefully this means that I won't be living with them when I'm 30 years old. But what's important right now is that I have my own space to figure out who I am and to function as something other than just my parents' son. So I'm gonna have to learn a lot of things. For instance, how to conform my own habits to other people's. But I think that's all part of it. And that's all part of growing up and becoming more responsible.